Yo, what's up everybody? Today I want to show you guys how to install the RC Speed Seekers, the Traxxas C10 bearings, and the 272R Magnum transmission, and into the wheel hubs as well. Well, let's go ahead and let's get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a time lapse of it because it takes a while, but it's pretty much basic how to do it all. Well, as y'all can see now, I got the transmission out. So what I like to do is I like to reverse these hinge pins right here, the screws that hold on this. I like to reverse them and put them into this direction on the opposite side, so when you do have the car placed in here and the transmission's in, it's easier to back these out and to replace these and have to tear off the whole transmission and able to get just to these screws. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and let's tear it apart. Well guys, here we go. Here's the case in half, and as you can tell right here we have the idler gear. I believe that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, sorry. It has two bearings on both opposite sides. Here's the second bearing that goes to it, as well as an inner bearing. Now let's go ahead and go to the top shaft gear. Let's go ahead and pop that out. Just wiggle it out a little bit. And that has no bearings on it because it's a solid, top shaft. Well, not solid, but it has the bearing inside of there. So in total, the transmission only has 4 bearings. So while we wait, let's go ahead and take out the idler gear bearings and the top shaft bearings and all that. So all we're gonna do is pop it off. Get a flathead screwdriver or something to pry the first one off. The second one's easy. All you do is shove it in here and boom, pop it out. Go ahead and get your screwdriver and get your casing and get your third bearing out. Move it side to side until it comes free. Boom. Simple as that. Got them out nice and clean. Everything's done, so go ahead and put that where your parts are. Got a little parts tray over there on that side. So that's where I put them all. Put this to the side. Let's go ahead and get that top shaft out. Boom, easy. Popped it out. Let's go ahead and put that in the same where the other parts are. Now let's get that other bearing that is in there. You see it? Same thing. Actually, this one, you get to go from the opposite side and just as 1, 2, 3. Just place it down and make 2 hands to kind of pop it off. But boom, it's really easy. You don't have to really force it, but it comes out. All it is 4 bearings right there for your transmission casing. That's not including the differential. Now I'm gonna reach over here and let's grab the differential. And there's 2 larger bearings on there. Those are real easy. All you do is just slide those right off and slide those right off. You're good to go. Well, here we have the differential. Let's go ahead and crack it open. Let's go ahead and crack it open and see what how much fluid it's supposed to have. Usually they come with 500K, I guess, filled up, but they don't come all the way filled up. That's the thing. So let's go ahead and crack it open and see what we can find. Okay, now that we got the screws all the way off, let's go ahead and pop off the casing apart. As you can see, the casing, it was filled up. Maybe about 75% of it was filled up, I would say, which was pretty good. But we're gonna go ahead and top her off to about 95% filled up to actually give it that nice locking, so it can actually tighten up and be lock up pretty good. Well, here we have some Traxxas 500K diff loop, differential weight, and then when placing all the gears, I like to use the lithium grease by Traxxas as well. Let's go. Alright, that should do it. That should fill up the other 25%. Right there. Good. Now just go ahead, when replacing or refilling more, just go ahead and place the cap. Make sure that none squeezes out to the sides. Okay, after all done, after filling it all back up with more 500K diff lube, go ahead and set your screws back in. Oh, there we go. That's a stocked up differential. Well, 500K Traxxas diff lube. All we have to do is set our bearings in and go ahead and slap it in the transmission. Okay guys, right here we have the RC Speed Secrets cleaner and ceramic bearing lubricant. This stuff is what you're going to want to use to clean and lubricate your bearings. And then I have, you want to get yourself a tray or something to put your bearings in. I have this, the shock bleeder holder. Now let's go ahead and open up the pack of bearings. And since we are going to be doing the hubs as well, the wheel hubs, we might as well just do everything at once. I think they use like extra or 2 bearings than normal, but if I'm not mistaken. So all you want to do first of all is just place a little bit on here, place a little bit on here, place a little bit so, and just give yourself a little white circles, opposite in counterclockwise and clockwise direction. Same thing, counterclockwise, clockwise direction. You can tell there's a little bit of debris that came off, but that's fine. Oh, don't want to mix it with the rest. And simple as that. That is a clean ceramic bearing. Never really come clean, but just want to make sure that double extra caution. Okay, now that we got them inside here, they're all clean and ready to go. Let's go ahead and let's give it a little bit of dab of oil on all of them. That's all it takes. Just coat them all in a little bit, boom, boom, and you can see the drops. Put them all pretty good and nice. Go ahead and do these ones. Okay, now that we got them all lubricated and all oiled up, go ahead and wait a minimum of 10 minutes to let the oil penetrate through the bearings and get through at least half of the bearing, hopefully all the way through, so you can at least flip it over to the other side, to the opposite side that you didn't oil up, and re-oil all those ones too. Okay, now that we have waited about 10 minutes, we're actually waited like 20-30 minutes, you could go ahead and flip all the bearings around and re-oil them all again. So let's go ahead and flip them all around. Alright, let's go ahead and pop the bearings in. Turn up the light. Pretty simple. Just, pop it in, squeeze it in. This one as well. Pop it in there if you have to. Go ahead and get your top gear shaft and then just, kind of, boom. And just wiggle it in there. You won't damage the bearings. And go ahead and get your idler gear. Takes 2, remember that. 1 on each side. Does kind of fit, not so snug, but it does fit in there good. Okay, now you're gonna put your idler gear here, but first let's go ahead and let's grease them up real quick. Right here with some lithium grease, Traxxas grease. The way I like to do it is just barely get yourself, just barely squeeze out a little bit, so you could be able to paint the gear. It's like just painting just the tips of the gear, and then the rest from meshing. You see that? Let's go ahead and do a little bit more. And yeah. Okay, you want to do that pretty much like that all the way around for your idler gear. and all the way around for your top shaft, and then as well all the way around for your differential. You don't want to go too crazy, just enough so you're not burning up your gears or messing them up. Okay, now that we got the gears greased up, the gears greased up and everything placed in there, go ahead and just give it a few turns and then actually pop out top shaft, turn it a couple times, a little bit, and then replace it back in. So you can start getting grease on different parts. Same thing, give it a little turn, place it back in, and continue. That's good. Let's go ahead and place it back on. Works nice. Slide in the differential back in. Boom. Looks perfect. Go ahead and spin that. And you got enough grease on there where it's not gonna hold it back, but it gives it enough to where it ain't gonna burn up our gears, or we're not gonna really do any real damage to it. Just perfect. Alright, so when you guys got everything put back together, check it out, spin it, you know, make sure that it spins nice and freely. You don't got no binding, no nothing. It's supposed to feel nice and smooth. Making sure that you didn't snug these down too tight. You barely want to snug these at all, just barely, because it's, even though it's plastic too, so yeah. There we go. Well, as you guys can see, the transmission's pretty much done. Like on installing the ceramic bearings and everything. It is a lot smoother. I ain't gonna lie about that. It's a lot smoother as long as you don't tighten up these bolts to those screws too tight. You should be okay. Well, now let's go ahead and install it on the car. And let's see how smooth it could be. Well, here it is, everybody. It's done. I pieced it all back together. The bearings are installed. I even added the Exotech front bumper. To install the front bearings as well, pretty simple. It's just as the same as doing the rear. Just pop them out of the hubs and pop them in, and you should pretty much be good to go. There's that. Let's get the bottom. Perfect. Perfect. And there you go. How to install ceramic bearings in a Traxxas Magnum 272R drag slash. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you all. Hit that subscribe button. Bye.